this is something I want you to work on with the discs. As you turn back, you're pushing in. You see how your rear end's behind that red line there? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's what I liked about that swing a lot. The more you can get behind that line, the more your weight's into your trail side foot. This is good. So you're 57% into your left heel, which is better than you've been getting. And then you drop the club right in the slot here. That's coming right down the plane. Perfect. Yeah, and look at your rear end, how it stays back there. And that's all from the work you're doing on the discs. Now, your weight is not entirely on your front side. It's more in the middle. But you really stay nice in your posture there. I've never seen you do that. Do it that well. That was your practice swing. Now, let's see how you repeat it. And the reason I'm encouraged by your practice swing is if you do that in your practice swing, you're going to start to do that in your real swing. And you did it right there. You pushed back. And your downswing a little over the top, a little steeper, but it's not bad. But what I like is you're able to do the proper swing in your practice swing, which is really important. A little bit. You turn back. Now, it's what's interesting. You didn't get quite into the heel as much. And then at impact, you're definitely a little more on your...
On those discs, should I try to get my weight to my heels too?
On the left heel on the backswing, right heel on the forward swing, yep.
That, if I can master that, because that's, you're typically putting a lot of weight on your toes to try to stay balanced.
Right, look what your head does. Watch the bill of your cap here. This is important. The bill of your cap's moving toward that front wall. So whatever the width of that cap is, 2 or 3 inches, that club's not more than 2 or 3 inches in width. So now watch, you're going to have to somehow come back to where you started, and you do, but I'd like to eliminate some of that. Yeah, go for it. But still, this is an improvement. All right. The reason is your arm speed and your hands are your most dominant power source. And your left hand is your dominant hand, and so I got to get you to use your front hand and drag that handle, pull harder with, and not pull, but feel like your front arm is more in control of the club. Almost. Oh, they're all going a little bit farther. Not that that's the be-all, end-all, but never hurts. If they're offline, it doesn't make any difference. You're just farther in the woods. All right, so let's look at the progression here. So this was on 10-11. There's your backswing. Your front arm is much lower. Lower meaning across your chest more. Okay, that was where you were 3 weeks ago. Now, what just happened here? Let me find you. Bear with me here a second. That's not the one I want. This is the one I want. Okay, so watch this difference in the backswing. This is definitely lower here. Now, as you swung down, you were able to come more from the inside. 10-11, correct. There it is. Now, go ahead. I'm listening.
I think that's causing that a little bit is that I've been trying to take the club more straight back.
Right.
You were telling me I was wrapping it
You
too
were
much.
coming in early, but that shouldn't have any influence because from here to here is straight. Once you get to here, I don't. I want you to go in.
Okay.
I just don't want you to go in right away.
See how I went in right away there?
Yeah. And then over here, that's a lot better on the backswing.
Getting the club back as far as I was.
Well, that's always, we always revert back a little bit to our old ingrained pattern. But you see your heads dipping too, and this is something we've never addressed. I mean, we've addressed it, but we've never fixed it. That dipping thing. Part of that is how you load your loading pattern, how you load your weight.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
But like overall impact, you can see what's the tendency. You see how you want to straighten up.
Yep.
But there, your rear end's pretty close to where it started, you know, and you're doing better with that because of the balance stuff you're working on. It's better. That one's even better. Look,
Yeah.
so it's getting better.
That's definitely those discs.
Yeah, yeah. And then if we go back even further, like September, all right, now you're set up differently here. You're bent over more.
Yeah.
That's gonna the more you bend this way from your hips and the more you get flexion in your spine, the higher the club's gonna go. So let's just take a look. You see, if we drew a line from your spine, this angle here, 49 degrees. Now it's not exact, but definitely a different setup. You're bent over more over here.
Is that better?
I don't think so. Um, but we were trying to get your shoulders to turn on a steeper plane back then, and so I didn't really say anything about how you were setting up because I didn't want to give you 47 things. But this takeaway is much more inside here. You see, and look how much lower your hands are there. So we really worked hard on lowering your hands to get the club to come from the inside. So there's a little difference.
But I gotta tell you, I mean, I can just tell from when I get on number 7
Right.
and on par 3.
You feel more confident, right?
Yeah, no, on 8, par 3, on 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hitting it as far.
Oh, really?